Hi everyone, this is Becky and ah. Hi everyone, this is Becky and I'm today with Teacher Maureen. Teacher Maureen is from Costa Rica and she is one of our English and Spanish teachers. Maureen, how are you today?
I'm really fine today, and how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. It's a beautiful day and we're here and we just wanted to have a short interview with you so that people get to know you. You know, sometimes you're hesitating to take a class online, all this that's happening. A lot of people are not used to that. And I wanna say Teacher Maureen is someone I admire a lot. She's a person that her heart is full of service and love. She's a mom and she does so much. She's a wonderful woman. You have no idea. So when you book a class with her, you are not only booking a class, you're also connecting with an amazing woman that is a role model for many people. And I want her to be the one telling us a little bit about yourself, your experience. How did you get involved with all this teaching English and talk to us about yourself.
Well, Becky, thank you for all those flattering words. I wasn't expecting that, but thank you.
Oh
Well,
boy.
I studied English teaching at university here at the University of La Salle, but I previously studied preschool education. But then, when I was working with primary kids, I realized that I really wanted to study English in a formal way because I already knew something about the language. And well, I learned when I was in high school. I learned English when I was in high school, in a public high school. And well, you're from Costa Rica, and you know that English teaching or the classes in our country in the public system aren't so good. But I decided that I wanted to learn when I was a teenager, and I loved songs. So I spent hours and hours trying to translate those songs that I liked. So my parents allowed me to listen to them. So that was something that was born at first, my love for English. And then when I went to college, I loved kids too, and I decided to study preschool. But then when I started to work in primary, and I was teaching English. So I decided to take my formal degree, and so that at the end of 10 or 8 years, I got 2 degrees. Okay, uh, and I was working hard with them. I remember that I was working with first, second, and third graders, so I have a vast experience with little kids, but also I've been working with teenagers in different ways. With my husband and I are youth pastors, so I always involved with teens. But life teaches you many ways, and life teaches you how to get involved with many areas in your life. So I also got experiences with adults. So becoming a teacher of Gotalkto has brought me many challenges, and in order to be in touch with kids, in order to be in touch with teens, and in order to be in touch with adults, which I love. So I think it's been a great and amazing experience for me.
Awesome, awesome. We're honored, and you guys are already. So you are a youth pastor. What
Yeah.
is the most rewarding thing about working with youth?
Well, Becky, we work in a very difficult area of the city. We live in San Jose, but there is a small city in San Jose that is called Pavas. And Pavas is known by being um, overwhelmed by drugs and by familiar problems, violence, assaults, things like that. So the kids that are coming to church are, most of them are coming from families that are involved in drug dealing, that are involved in violence. And the most rewarding thing that we have ever experienced is that we can share a positive message with them. We can share a message that they can make a difference. That even though their families have not given what they need, they can find peace and they can find hope in God, and they can overcome those obstacles, and they can become professionals.
Yes.
So I've been working with that for around 20 years, and
Mm.
I've seen kids that are coming from terrible homes, and now they're professionals, and they have changed their environment through that. They have known a hope. They have known God, and they have known how to transform a negative environment into a positive thing for their life. So I think that's great. Hmm.
It's amazing. It's amazing because that is the whole purpose of a lot of what we do here in Go Talk to
Hmm.
empower women, youth, teens, and even elders to accomplish their goal, to feel connected, to feel that they are inclusive in the society, that they still
Hmm.
can dream. We work with a nonprofit organization, as you know,
Oh
and
yeah.
our motive is that passage of the Bible that says, Talita Kumi, that means I say to you to get up. And the passage is based on that hands that extends whenever there's no more hope, whenever somebody is at the age of a very difficult crisis in their life,
Hmm.
we're there with a tool that they can use to improve that situation, empower themselves, become a better version of themselves, and keep going to a higher purpose. So, Maureen, you're also a mom, and I mean, you have your plate very very full. How do you do this? And your experience. There's a lot of moms watching us right now, homeschooler moms that they for one reason or another they have decided that they want to be at home or they need
Hmm.
to be at home. They have to take care
Hmm.
of their children, and they have to teach their own kids, but
Hmm.
also working online becomes a good tool for them to be able to execute all these things.
Hmm.
What's your experience with that, and how it does work for you?
Well, when we got married, we know that we wanted to have kids soon. So within a year or so, I got pregnant, and I was working at a place that I really loved. I was working at a school that I treasure in my heart still those days. But then when we were about to have our first boy, we realized that we wouldn't have enough help from our moms to take care of our kid. For working moms, it's very hard to know where or what am I going to do with this baby. Should I take it to a daycare? Should I stay home with him? And for us, we didn't have any other person in we could trust rather than on our mom or on our mom-in-law. So and they are super busy, both of them. So they we had to overcome into like a crisis, or we had to overcome this difficult decision, because I told you before that I spent around 10 years studying. So
Right.
imagine that big effort. Imagine that effort of becoming a professional, and then suddenly you need to quit. So we as a couple, we trust that every decision that you make must be led by God, because that's what we believe. So we prayed, and suddenly we felt peaceful with the decision that I had to stay home. So then I called my principal, I called my boss, and I told her, hey, I'm sorry, I love this place, but I cannot continue. And then I decided to stay home. it was 6 years ago because my oldest boy is 6 years old, and suddenly I decided that I was going crazy if I stayed home without anything else, without doing anything else rather than being a mom.
Mhm.
So we came up with an idea, and we started our own business in decorations for events, for weddings, for birthdays, because I love crafts and I've been crafty since I remember. So it was fun to combine two things, to combine the fact that staying at home was the solution to our problem, to combine the fact that I had something that I could do, and I didn't deny myself the right to go back to lessons one day. But for the moment, being crafty and being working with the things that I had at home was a solution to us, and it's been that for 6 years. And then I started giving private lessons to my neighbors, private English lessons to my neighbors. And some people ask me, "Hey, I need a class. I need an English class. Can you help me?" And I would say, "Okay." And that's something that I started to do. And then I got to meet you, and I got into Gotalkto, and it's been a blessing because I now can combine my passions together. I
Oh,
can be a full-time mom. I can be a professional with the thing that I'm doing right now. I can combine things that I like, because yesterday, for example, I was talking to a teen, and she was saying, "Hey, I love crafts," and I say, "Okay, this is the video that you can watch. This is my favorite YouTuber. Follow her. You will find some tips." And she was so glad to see that we had something in common, and that was a little special moment that we had over there. So I think that if you are creative, you can combine the things that you love. It's just a matter of find a way.
wow. So you're a trainer, you're a mom, you're a teacher, you're a pastor, she's Wonder Woman. Um, so you have this business. Is there like a page that we can? How does that work? Do you do it online as well? Well, now I assume because everything is online. But if people want to see you, and I'm sure you're gonna be doing more videos for our Go Talk to students so that they can see you in that role as well. But is there a page that you have that people can go
Mhm.
and see all the wonderful things that you do, Mari?
Well, I have a little page in Facebook, and my business is called Detallitos a Mano. And I thought about that name because it is something that you do with your hands. It is something
Handmade.
that handmade things, handmade cards, handmade arrangements, things like that. And all, most of it is related to paper. But then through the years, I've learned how to make floral arrangements, how to make personalization of T-shirts, or I don't know, bottles and things like that. So it's been an adventure, because at first I thought that what I was fearful that people wouldn't like what I was doing.
Mm,
I felt insecure because
mm,
I didn't do anything. But then people started to tell me, "Hey, why don't you sell what you're doing? You're good at it." And that was something that I had to overcome, insecurity, and sometimes low self-esteem, because we all struggle with that.
right.
Eh, so I had to say, okay, I will do it. So I jumped into that, and I started to do things, posting photos, and people started to ask me for items. And then they suddenly one told me, "Hey, I need these things for my wedding. Can you help me out?" And I said, "Okay." And it's been like that. It's been like experiencing. It's been like learning. It's been like looking up for information, or looking for some courses, or things like that. But I think it's good for women out there that if they need to stay home for a reason, and I'm not talking just because of the quarantine. But if they have to stay home because they have to find ways in which you can feel useful. I think that if you are not able to fulfill, your profession or something, find something else. I'm
Right.
sure that we have many gifts, that we have many abilities, and the only thing that we have to know is to look deeper, to look inside and to find many options that you can do, because we are good at it. We can learn, we can develop talents that we don't know we had. So that's been most of the experience in my case.
And it's amazing because you were saying something very, very truthful. We as women, many times, we are so stressed or focused on all the other things around us that sometimes we forget to have that little
Mhm.
balance of at least have the kindness to think about, is this really something I want to do, or can I take at least 30 minutes a day for myself and
Exactly.
something I really like for myself. And I found it amazing that you found a balance between all the things that you love, all your passions, all your call, all your talents, and it's a wonderful experience. So to all the people that are watching us right now, I want to tell you, Gotalkto is more than just a language academy or a language school. Gotalkto is a partner with you. We want to be your mentors. We have so many things to offer with people like Maureen, people that when you book a class with her, you're not only getting a professional English teacher if you're looking for English classes, you're getting a native wonderful woman that could teach you a lot of things, but you're also getting a spiritual guide. You're also getting someone that, if somebody loves Maureen, all this craft stuff, but they sometimes only watch the videos or something, and sometimes they need a little bit of guidance. If they book a class with you and they want to talk about this and get help with all this, they can do that with you, and
Of
and
course.
you can actually mentor them and help them to
Mm-hmm.
enjoy that with a face-to-face conversation that you're
Mm-hmm.
having online. But we're right here, just like we're talking right now. You can have your cup of coffee or your cup of tea and your craft things there, and teacher Maureen there telling you, no, put it there, put it there. Am I right?
Yes, of course. Normally we have conversational classes, but a clue for success is that you do something that you like. Okay, so if you are into crafts, if you like cards, for example, and if you want to make a handmade card for a friend or someone, that is an excellent experience that we can take advantage of, and start talking and start following directions and look for materials and find new words. So that's a great opportunity to do it. And also, well, I'm not a great cook, but yeah, I know that you have a cooking classes and music classes. So Go Talk To isn't just a school grammar and conversation. It goes beyond that. So,
Yes.
and that is what customize means, right?
Right.
To get straight to what you need, and we are, as professionals, we try to get things done in that way, in the things that you need, or you
Right.
like. Hmm.
Exactly. And that's exactly the way we do it. I think personally, as director of the school, I learned a second language when I did a full immersion doing my daily things, the things that I love. People,
Hmm.
I remember when I was in high school, they would always tell me, you need to read the news. You need to read the news. And I finally thought one day, I really don't even read the news in my own language, in my native language. What motivation do I have to read the news on a different language? So I have to do what I like to do to have the motivation to do it. And because that's the vocabulary I'm going to use, that's the things I'm going to be talking about with my friends and family. And I
Hmm.
believe in full immersion. And that's why we found that teaching a second language while we do crafts, while we do cooking, while we do music, is a, a better component that actually completes the whole
Mm-hmm.
grammar and listening and yes, reading and yes, repeating. Yes, all that is good. But what about actually putting in practice what all those techniques bring to my brain?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes everything is in here, or
Yes.
even I think it is, but then when I'm actually have to execute my production of a language, sometimes I know, but I don't know how to put it together. But when we do the things, you start kind of getting all those areas of your brain and your soul and your mind actually
Mm-hmm.
together to start producing that.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I wanna encourage you to really book a free class with Teacher Maureen if you're learning English or Spanish. Some people, Maureen and I, are afraid because they say, "Oh, I just want to learn with a native person because I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
learn better." But you're a very good example that you can learn as a second language with someone that is not necessarily native. A wonderful
Mm-hmm.
tool. What's the advice for you? What's your comment on that?
Well, I think that it's a matter of how you want to learn or how interest you are, you know, because as I was saying before, I studied in a public school, in a public high school, and English wasn't so good. But then I had my inner motivation. I wanted to learn. So I looked up for many strategies and many things that I could do. But then all my formation has been with teachers from Costa Rica. And I think that that is something that hasn't been an obstacle for me to learn because uh, you need to get in contact with the language more than just being talking with a teacher, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You have to get into music, you have to get into movies, you have to get into videos, follow YouTubers,
Mm-hmm.
follow the things that you like. Go get them because that is going to help you listen, that is going to help you getting vocabulary, and that will help you to improve the way you talk. And then another advice that I always tell my students is that you need to forget the way we talk. We need to forget the way we pronounce words. For example, in Spanish, we don't have the sounds before the words, you know? We have español, we have estudiar, and then when we come and when we try to to speak English, we tend to say estar or Spanish, Spanish, things like that. So you need to take out that chip that you have from your own language and to start listening. Oh, hey, okay, how does this sound like? Okay, it's star. So it is something that you listen and listen every day through other ways rather than just listening to people. So it doesn't matter if you are learning a language with a person that doesn't or wasn't born in the country that the language is spoken. It's a matter of how much you want to learn. So, and I think that another advantage is that when you are taking a class with a bilingual teacher, if you don't get it, that teacher is going to at least try to find ways to help you. You know, when my students tell me, teacher, how can I say this? And they don't find the words, okay. So I look up for pictures and I try to explain them because I understand what they mean and I
Right.
understand what struggles they have been having that moment. So I
Right.
think, mhm,
As a teacher, me too. I found that it's very helpful to help the students make a safe transition when they have
mhm,
a bilingual teacher because yes, from the beginning, hearing Gotalkto, we try to make an immersion, but sometimes, like you were saying, sometimes. there's people that either, I mean, not people, there's certain things of the language that we don't. And people trying to just acting and singing sometimes is like, is it this? And you kind of get it, but then the teacher can say, well, actually, what I was trying to say is this, and how you say it is this. And the other
Mm-hmm.
message is that I can say, well, this is the thing. In English, we say it like this, but in Spanish, you have to change this. So we kind of know
Exactly.
the tricks of how to switch it, and it's easier for you as a student to learn it that way because we're telling you exactly to switch this rather than reading a book, listening, and trying to figure in your own head sometimes. I don't see the difference. I don't see the difference, right? So
Mm-hmm.
having a mentor guiding you, it's a plus. And I know some people sometimes say, well, I really want a native person, but I mean, yes, I understand the concept and we try to do that a lot. But if you're a beginner, it's probably
Mm-hmm.
very beneficial for you to start with someone that speaks both languages and then make
Exactly.
a full transition with native teachers only.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
what we provide, a variety of that. Teacher Maureen, it's amazing everything that you do. I really want to encourage our students to also follow our YouTube channel because I'm pretty sure, well, there is already a lot of classes and things, but you will see a lot of Teacher Maureen's craft stuff there pretty soon, I think, right?
Yeah, we'll try.
And no, and book a class with her, book a free 30-minute class with her to meet her. What's the message, Teacher Maureen, that we give to all the people that are watching us? And especially, I think that a lot of the moms that are watching us right now have made a great connection with you. What is the message for them from you?
Okay, I just wanted to say that if you're a mom, try to find something for yourself. If you want to learn something, get a chance to do it. Because sometimes we feel overwhelmed, by the cooking, by the cleaning, by the kids, by the husband sometimes. And we need to find those spaces in which we can be by ourselves, that we can have some me time. You know what I mean? So go get them. Yeah, if you are a full-time mom, find the time to get the time that you need to take a nap, to watch a movie, to I don't know, to drink a cup of coffee in front of your backyard. I don't know, but something that makes you happy. I think that for the sake of our mental health, we should do it
Mm-hmm.
because with these quarantine days, I think that people have understood that it isn't hard to stay home all day long, and you need to do some things for not
Mm-hmm.
becoming crazy, for not becoming insane. So my
Something is just
advice,
great.
yeah. So my advice is to look up for opportunities, and I think that learning a second language in the comfort of your home is a great idea. So,
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for everything you do. And when I say that, I'm not just talking about what you do in our school, which I have to say, I get so many compliments from our students about her patience and how she teach me and how much I have progress since I've been with her. Not only I thank you for that, but I also thank you for sharing about yourself today with us because I'm sure this interview is bringing a lot of positive thinking and ideas and comfort to a lot of the people that are watching us right now. Thank you for being a wonderful mom. Thank you for everything you do at home.
mhm.
Thank you for all the service that you do as a pastor as well. And just thank you for being here and now today.
No, you're welcome, Becky. Thank you for the opportunity.
So everyone, that was Teacher Maureen, and I am inviting you to book a free 30-minute class with her. www.gotalkto.com, and you select her. She's available. Her schedule is there. Meet her, and then start a new routine with someone as wonderful as her. So I'll see you all online. Thank you, Maureen. Have a wonderful day. Stay positive. Love everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.